Right, today we're going to look at chromatography. We have two different plants here. We have Cerulean, which is a purple plant, and grass. So we're just going to look at two different plants. First thing we need to do is we're going to weigh out 0.5 grams. So you can see here of the two different plants. Chromatography is all about separating out colours. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. So if I do, I think I'm going to do the grass first. So get your weigh boat and zero it, and then just get some grass. .5, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up a little bit with the scissors. Right, and then what we need to do is grind this. In the pestle mortar. So I'm going to grind this. And generally what I do is on the method here too, I would put 1 ml of alcohol in. One ml is here. And I'm just going to grind this until I get a smooth paste. Okay, stop. Ready? Yeah. Okay, so I've ground up the grass, right? So we just need some sort of a solution there. And this is your thin layer chromatography paper. So it's silver in the back and white in the front. Do not touch this because your solvent is actually going to travel up this. And you use a ruler and with a pencil. Do not use a pen because the pen, the ink may travel up and interfere with your results. So from 1.5 centimeters from the bottom, right, rule a line. And this is where you're going to put your pigment on. Yeah. Now, I have, did I do that? Okay, start again. Right, we just need a fine instrument to actually take the your pigment from here onto the line here. So I actually discovered just using a bit of matchstick actually does the job pretty well. Now you don't scrape it. All you do is take some of the solvent, put in the middle, right? Let it dry, then do it again. Do it as many times as you want. Yeah? You don't want it too big, and you want it to dry as well before you put it in the solvent. The solvent we're going to use is ethanol. Okay, so I'm going to set this over here. Remember, try not to touch it. And the other thing I meant to do, which I actually forgot, is I forgot to label this. So I'm going to put G here for grass. Okay? Then we need a beaker. And you can actually just use one beaker, but I'm going to use two. And we need to put 2 mils of the ethanol into this beaker here. here. Yeah. So you want to make sure that your solvent is below the pencil line, right? So place it in, right? And then you're going to leave it for, well, you actually don't know how long you're going to leave it. You're going to leave it until it almost reaches the top of the paper, almost. So that could be 15 minutes, just depending. And you do exactly the same with the purple plants, they say, or whatever plant you need. But I find this is quite interesting because it's a purple colour. Okay, stop. Okay, so I've weighed out the 0.5 grams of silicea, the purple flower, or purple leaf. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to add 1 ml of the solvent. Sometimes you may need to add more if you're not getting enough of the solution. And I'm just going to grind that. You see it's a nice purple colour. Okay. Okay, I've ground up the purple plant here and I'm going to do the same, just with a different matchstick. I'm just going to put several drops of the pigment onto this, and you're probably going to have to do it 5, 6, 7 times. And you can see it's a nice purple colour. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it into the 2 millilitres of solvent the way I've done here. Okay, stop. Okay, so we've had the chromatography paper in the solution. Actually, I left it in for 40 minutes to try and make the distance longer, but 20 minutes would probably be okay. So what we need to do is we need to carefully take this out and let it dry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to measure the distance that the pigment has travelled up. Okay, so you can see the solvent front there. I don't want to touch it, okay, but you can see the solvent front there is at the very top. Yeah, and if you look at the grass, this is just an example. So the yellow would be the carotenes, right? The red would be the xanthophylls. Chlorophyll A is more of a green colour, and chlorophyll B is like a sort of olive yellowy colour. Now, the problem is that the solvent we are using is ethanol. We don't actually have the correct solvent. If we had the correct solvent, we would have maybe better RF values. I'm going to explain a little bit later on. So we'll let this dry for about a couple of minutes. Okay, thank you.